after a Detroit man viciously attacked a 75-year-old veteran in a nursing home while videoing the horrific event. The elderly man was pronounced dead 2 months later. The attacker has since learned his fate. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like, and share this video with your friends. It is hard to forget the images from the viral video of Jaden Hayden pummeling an elderly man in a nursing home. That elderly man was a veteran, later identified as Norman Bledsoe. Hayden had been sent to the nursing home because he had tested positive for COVID-19 and was part of a Michigan health official's policy that sent some COVID-positive patients to quarantine in area nursing homes. The video of the assault on Bledsoe was very graphic and disturbing. "See this bee here?" the suspect said, grabbing the camera to show the victim's bloodied face. "Get the F off my bed." The suspect paused momentarily to wipe the elderly man's blood off with a white sheet. "F wrong with you?" Hayden asked, just before the video ended. The Army veteran died 2 months after the horrific attack, leaving many to question whether the beating played a large part in his death. His eating habits went downhill after the assault, and he lost quite a bit of weight, Norman Bledsoe's nephew, Kevin Bledsoe, told the Detroit News. Norman Bledsoe suffered 4 broken fingers, broken ribs, and a broken jaw from the attack, and the attack even got a rebuke from former President Donald Trump in the White House. At the time of his arrest, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office said Hayden was charged with 2 counts of assault, larceny, and stealing a financial transaction device. After years of waiting to hear when the trial would start against Hayden, the court decided to dismiss all charges. Kevin Bledsoe didn't have kind words for his uncle's attacker at the time of the assault. "We going to crush you like a grape. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time," the victim's nephew declared. It's unclear if the family feels differently now, after learning that Hayden was admitted into the nursing facility thanks to Michigan's policy, and many blame Governor Gretchen Whitmer for the horrendous event. In the case of Jaden Hayden, the prosecutors made sure the court dismissed his case without prejudice, which means they can bring charges at a later date. If Hayden steps out of line and becomes a danger to the public again, they can reissue the charges. Meanwhile, the victim's family has filed a lawsuit against the nursing home, which many argue should have known better than to place a schizophrenic young man in the same room as an elderly patient. That may be of little comfort to the family of Norman Bledsoe, who had to endure watching their loved one suffer abuse and then lose his life a short time later. While no one wants to see a seriously mentally ill individual who has no recollection or control of his actions go to prison, neither does society condone using the insanity defense if the person truly understands right from wrong. What we can agree on is that the nursing home, as well as the Michigan health officials who enacted a policy that allowed this to happen, should have known better. Mental health advocacy groups have long argued for better mental health services and support systems to prevent such tragedies from occurring in the first place. They emphasize that many individuals with severe mental illnesses end up in inappropriate settings, such as nursing homes or prisons, where their needs are not adequately met. This often leads to worsening conditions and, in some cases, violent outbursts that could have been prevented with proper care and supervision. In Michigan, the policy of placing COVID-positive patients in nursing homes has come under intense scrutiny. Critics argue that this policy not only endangered the lives of the elderly residents, who are among the most vulnerable to the virus, but also created situations where individuals with severe mental health issues, like Hayden, were placed in environments ill-equipped to handle their needs. This has led to calls for a reevaluation of such policies and the development of more specialized facilities that can provide the necessary care for both COVID patients and those with mental health issues. The lawsuit filed by Norman Bledsoe's family against the nursing home is likely to bring more attention to these issues. Legal experts suggest that this case could set a precedent for how similar cases are handled in the future, particularly in how responsibility is assigned when a tragedy like this occurs. If the family is successful in their lawsuit, it could lead to significant changes in the way nursing homes and other care facilities are managed, especially concerning the admittance and care of patients with severe mental health issues. Furthermore, the case has prompted discussions about the role of government in managing public health crises. The decision to place COVID-positive patients in nursing homes was made in the context of an unprecedented pandemic, but the consequences of that decision are now being called into question. As the world continues to grapple with the aftermath of the pandemic, there is a growing recognition that more robust and flexible systems are needed to protect all citizens, particularly the most vulnerable. In addition to the legal and policy implications, there are also significant ethical considerations at play. The case raises questions about the balance between protecting public health and safeguarding the rights of individuals, particularly those who are mentally ill. Society must grapple with the difficult task of ensuring that individuals like Jaden Hayden receive the care they need while also protecting others from potential harm. As the legal proceedings continue and the public debate intensifies, it is clear that the tragic events surrounding Norman Bledsoe's death will have far-reaching implications. The case may serve as a catalyst for change, prompting reforms in mental health care, public health policy, and the management of care facilities. For now, the Bledsoe family must navigate the complex legal landscape while dealing with the profound loss of their loved one. They, like many others affected by similar tragedies, seek justice and accountability. Whether through the courts or changes in policy, they hope that their efforts will lead to a safer and more compassionate system for those who need it most. In the broader context, this case is a reminder of the critical importance of addressing the intersections of mental health, public health, and elder care. As the population ages and the number of individuals with mental health issues continues to rise, these challenges will only become more pressing. It is up to society to ensure that tragedies like the one experienced by Norman Bledsoe and his family are not repeated. The discussion around mental health, especially in cases involving violent actions by those who are mentally ill, is one that requires sensitivity, understanding, and a commitment to finding solutions that protect both the individual and the public. Moving forward, it will be crucial to foster an environment where mental health issues are treated with the seriousness they deserve and where all individuals receive the care and protection they need.